Today, the Philadelphia Phillies of 1980 take on the 1987 Toronto Blue Jays. We got 12 games to go, match day number 88, and every game is so important. You can't recover. That's why it's so important, and here you go. You see the 71 Pirates now have a 3-game lead. They've lost 3 in a row. The LA Dodgers are 3 behind, but the Diamondbacks and the Royals are both 2 behind. The Reds and the Yankees are 3. In the Bozeman League, the Mariners are 4 behind the Astros. The 05 Astros and the 79 Pirates are 2 behind the Mariners for the final playoff spot. In the Ron Juckett League, Detroit is 1 behind Washington. And the Dodgers and the Red Sox are only 2 behind. The Red Sox have won 6 in a row. The Bob Stokes League, the Astros only have a 2-game lead against the Philadelphia Phillies in 1964. Their big lead is now almost nothing. The Brainiac Baseball League, this is a crazy one. Montreal, Oakland, and Tampa Bay are all tied for first. Well, the Tigers are 1 back. The Blue Jays are 2 back. So this is huge for the Blue Jays. They're 8-2 in their last 10, but they did lose their last 1. You know, there is real hope for them. A lot of teams play each other. The Orioles are 5 ahead of the Phillies, and the Phillies and the Mets are tied. The 93 Blue Jays are 2 back with 12 to go, and Chicago Cubs with 13 to go. And Chicago Cubs are 3 backs. 13 games to go. The Dodgers are 2 up. The Red Sox are falling back. They need to win them all. The Red Sox, Iro 3-2-9 League. Anaheim's about to clinch everything. LA Dodgers looking good. Slovak Frick League, the Pirates about to clinch. Magic number is 3. They can't do it today, but the White Sox have a 1-game lead over the Twins. As usual, and the Pittsburgh Pirates are up. The Cleveland Indians are 2nd, and Florida is 4 back with 13 to go. So the Toronto Blue Jays and the Philadelphia Phillies were about ready to go. And here we are here in Toronto. A huge game for both these teams. And we're about ready to go. So here we go for the Philadelphia Phillies. Here's Larry Bowa. Jim Clancy, the pitcher for Toronto. He's 5-6, 4.73 ERA. And here comes Larry Bowa to begin everything here. So Larry Bowa, first pitch. And that'll be a strikeout. Actually, not the first pitch. That'll be 1 out. Here in the top of the first inning. Very big, all of this. Pete Rosedale, first baseman. Give me 1 second here. As we go, here's Pete. Pete, high pop fly. This will be to right field. And underneath it, they're going to make a catch. That's Jesse Barfield. And it'll be 2 outs. 2 outs, and here's Keith Moreland, the catcher. And Clancy almost gave up a shot there. Large field, this will be on the ground. 6-3, they get it, and that's going to be 3 outs. At the end of the top half of the first, the Phillies get nothing, and Toronto comes up. Bottom of the first inning, Steve Carlton. He's 7-5, 2.57 ERA. Lots of strikeouts, barely any walks. And here's Fernandez, Mosby, and Bell. So here's Fernandez. If they would make the playoffs, it would be huge. On the ground. They pick it up 6-3, 1 out. Toronto currently is 2 back, which means they got to keep winning. They're 42-45. They need a 3-game winning streak. Floyd Mosby now against Carlton, and that's going to be a strikeout there, 2 outs. So 2 outs. And here's George Bell, the left fielder. Carlton struck him out. Wow, my goodness. 2 strikeouts in a row to end the first inning. It's still 0-0. Top of the second inning, here's Craig Lazinski. Lazinski hitting .252. And here's Jim Clancy. Out of behind the left field. Let's see what happens here, and that's going to be a base hit right to the wall. And Greg Lazinski, the bull, he'll pick up a double here in Toronto in the top of the second inning. Philadelphia tied with the Mets. They need this victory. Here's Greg Gross, the right fielder, hitting .189. Not an everyday player. Clancy, and that'll be a shot, and this will go to the wall. Lazinski's gonna score, and it is 1-0 Philadelphia. Toronto is ticked off, and it is 1-0 Philadelphia. Luis Aguayo will be out, 1 on, nobody out. And struck him out. Aguayo is done, 1 out. Top of the second inning. Here's Gary Maddox. Remember, he had a long hitting streak in the last simulated league. The pitch, it'll be on the ground. They pick it up, and there's an error. Is it going to be? No, it's going to be an infield hit. Philadelphia's looking good. Philadelphia's looking really well. Roman Aviles. The pitch, and that'll be on the ground. This is 6, 4, 3. And they will not get the run because the last out was at first. Bottom of the first, bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Philadelphia.
Have you picked your designated driver for this evening? Please remember to drink responsibly.
Steve Carlton, he had 2 strikeouts in the first inning. Here's Cecil Fielder hitting .298. Fielder McGriff and Barfield. The pitch. High and deep. Cecil Fielder got a lot of that one. Not going to get out of here. That'll be 1 out. That's Gary Maddox. Now Fred McGriff hitting .255. 14 homers, 45 RBI, 1-0 Phillies. And he dips to that one. High pop fly. They're going to bring it in, and they make the catch. Gary Maddox. 2 outs. And here's Jesse Barfield. Barfield hitting .216, 11 home runs, 44 RBI. Barfield on the ground. This will be easy. 6-3, and that's it. Well, we go to the third inning now. Philadelphia, 1-0 they lead. That seems like a blowout, the way Carlton is pitching. Out-of-town scoreboard. Boston and Baltimore 1-1. That's big. The Pirates is 66-1. They need that one, even though they're up and they're pulling away. Cleveland beating the Pirates is 71, but the Pirates is 71. Have the bases loaded. Tampa Bay leading 4-3 in the third. Oakland and the Pirates are tied in the second. Toronto leading Anaheim 2-0. They need to win that. Pittsburgh is 79. They're tied bottom of the second inning. New York is 77, second inning. LA in the top of the first has 2 runs. New York at 98, they're still in it. They have a 1-0 lead. Finals from today. The Dodgers of 88 won 9-3, so they're maintaining. The Yankees of 1927 Yankees, they won. Cincinnati, that is a tough reeling team. Kansas City beat Houston. So Houston in 1980 falls back. And Detroit beat Houston in 05. And that's in the Bozeman League. So it's all up to Seattle. Who does Seattle have? They have a 10 o'clock game. Yeah, they do, against the Dodgers of 81. Team starting to pull away. Here's Del Woodyard, the left fielder. He's 0 for 2. He only has, this is first game of the year. And that's going to be an out. That's not his first game of the year. He had 2 other at-bats. He's 0 for 3 in a year. Larry Boa, the third baseman, 0 for 1. Jim Clancy, the resting some players. This will be on the ground. Boa will go to first, and it's going to be a base hit. So the fourth base hit for the Phillies, and here's Pete Rose, 0 for 1. Pete Rose hitting second. He's 301 on the year, not his best year, but it's still very good, and it gets by. That's really big for Toronto. That's Myers, the catcher. And Pete Rose now 0 for 1. That's going to be ball 4. It's going to be 2 on with 1 out. Clancy can't afford too much. Here's Keith Moreland, 0 for 1. Struck him out, and that'll be 2 out. Here in Toronto, an unbelievable support for their team. Lazinski, the Bull, 1 for 1. He scored the game's only run. He was driven in, but he's not going to get a hit here underneath and making the catch. The center fielder there. So we go to the bottom of the third, 1-0 Philadelphia. Bottom of the third inning. Here's Nelson Liriano, the second baseman. He's hitting .253. Liriano. He dips it to right field, and that's going to be their first base hit of the game. Liriano gets the first. In the bottom of the third inning, Liriano at first. Here's Kelly Gruber, the third baseman. Look at those eyes. My goodness. That's scary. Against Carlton. That'll be on the ground. Well, he knew what's coming. There's 4, 6, 3. And that's the double play. The bottom of the third inning. 2 outs. And Greg Myers, the catcher. He's not the biggest catcher. He's not the everyday catcher. But it's going to be underneath. Gary Maddox will make the catch. We go to the fourth inning. The Philadelphia Phillies are hanging on to a 1-0 lead. Top of the fourth in a very important game for both these teams. Toronto needs 2 runs. They can't sit back and lose this game. If they lose this game, there's trouble. Greg Gross, the right fielder. On the ground to first, that'll be 1 out. 1 out, top of the fourth. And Luis Agallo. Luis Agallo, and that's going to be 1 out, and here we go. And that's going to weave and be caught. Wow, I guess the wind is that tough. 2 outs, and here's Gary Maddox, the center fielder, 1 for 1. Maddox high into center field. And that'll be 3 outs. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's Philadelphia 1, Toronto 0. Gallo, I believe he's the only one with the RBI in this game. There's Tony Fernandez 0 for 1. Carlton has only thrown 23 pitches in 3 innings. They're being aggressive with them. They pick it up. This will be second to first, 1 out. Here's Lloyd Mosby. Lloyd Mosby 0 for 1 today, 296 average. Mosby, it'll be on the ground. Carlton will pick it up. They throw to first, they get the out, 2 outs. George Bell, the left fielder, 0 for 1 today. Sitting 329 on the year. If anybody can tie this game up, it'll be him. And that's going to be to right field. He's going to get a base hit. So he gets that against Carlton. They're really aggressive. They're hitting early in the count. They're hitting very early in the count. And here's Steve Carlton. Cecil Fielder, the DH, 0 for 1, and that's going to be ball 4. So 1-0 Philadelphia leads. So Fred McGriff, 0 for 1 today. Freddie, that's going to be a high pop fly. And underneath, they're going to make the catch, and that'll be it. Toronto's getting more on. They can't get him in. The score, Philadelphia 1, Toronto nothing. Out of town scoreboard now. Boston and Baltimore still tied. Pittsburgh leading 6-1. That's a big one. Cincinnati beating Baltimore, but Baltimore's out of it. Cleveland up 3-0. That's big for them and for the Pirates. The Pirates at 91 beating Oakland. Tampa Bay winning. Anaheim has taken the lead. And Pittsburgh at 79 is losing. New York at 98, 2-0. Montreal and Texas are starting. Philadelphia and Chicago in the second. Arizona 2-0. They lead. They need the wins. So the game's just starting, especially at 10:05 is New York and Oakland. That's a big one. Especially for this one. Detroit beat Houston. Top of the 5th inning, here's Ramon Aviles, the shortstop for the Philadelphia Phillies. Clancy, and he struck out Aviles, 1 out. So Del Woodyard is 0 for 1. He's 0 for 1, and here's Clancy. That'll be a base hit, and here it goes. So that's going to be easy, a base hit there. It'll be a single here in the top of the 5th. So Larry Boa is 1 for 2. Boa, the third baseman, we're beginning the third time through the lineup, 291. Boa struck him out, and Clancy, he's holding on. He's not looking the best in the world. Woodyard is on first, 2 outs. And here's Pete Rose, 0 for 1. The pitch on the ground should be easy. Second to first. And that's it. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Philadelphia still has a 1 run. Bottom of the 5th, here's Steve Carlton against Jesse Barfield. Barfield is 0 for 1. That'll be on the ground. They'll pick it up. They'll throw to first. Oh, my, what a throw. What a throw. And that was big by Larry Boa to Pete Rose. Here's Nelson Lariano, 1 for 1. One of the 2 hits today. And they walk him. Steve Carlton walked him. Bottom of the 5th inning. Here's Kelly Gruber. Oh, look at those eyes. Gruber now against Carlton. High, and it'll drop. A base hit, 2 on with 1 out. Bottom of the 5th, Carlton having trouble. And he's only thrown 51 pitches. Greg Myers now. He does not want to get into a double play. It's Myers and Fernandez. Myers struck him out, 2 outs. And it's all up to Tony Fernandez. 2 on, 2 outs. Liriano on second, the pitch. They walked him, and the bases are now loaded. They're loading any sort of safe. A walk or anything for Lloyd Mosby, 295, 15 homers, 43 RBI. A base hit could break it wide open. The 0 for 2 today, and that goes by. And they're going to come home. It's 1-1. Here in the fifth. It's 1-1. Bottom of the fifth inning, Lloyd Bosby now. They walk him, and now the bases will be loaded again. 1-1 in the bottom of the fifth, very important. As George Bell's 1 for 2. Bell hitting .331 on the year. Yeah, the other hit, 24 homers, 65 RBI, the bases loaded. He struck him out, oh my. But Toronto ties it up. And we go to the sixth, the score, Toronto 1, Philadelphia 1. Keith Moreland, he's 0 for 2. Jim Clancy keeps going on. And Jim Clancy, that'll be on the ground. Oh, and a base hit. And Moreland will get on, and he'll have a single. So Moreland gets on, nobody out. Here's the bowl. Greg Lazinski. Jim Clancy pitching an all-right game, scattering 6 hits. High pop fly to right. And underneath, that's going to be a catch, 1 out. Greg Gross, 1 for 2 with an RBI. The pitch. That's going to be on the ground. They pick it up. This is going to be 1-0. They don't get him. And there's 2 on with 1 out. Here in the sixth, 2 on with 1 out, Agallo. Greg Gross had the RBI, sorry. Agallo 0 for 2 today. Clancy on the ground to first, it'll be unassisted. And he's safe at second. 2 outs, 2 on for Gary Maddox. Clancy trying to get out of this inning. Struck him out, and that's going to be it. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. The score, Philadelphia 1, Toronto 1. And Cecil Fielder, the DH. 0 for 1 today, Steve Carlton. Back in bottom of the sixth inning. And that'll be a strikeout there, 1 out. Toronto was getting good hits. Let's see how they do now. Here's Fred McGriff, 0 for 2. McGriff 0 for 2. This will be a strikeout again, 2 outs. 2 outs, and here's Jesse Barfield. Pittsburgh all over Oakland. High to right field, and a base hit. They keep getting them. They scattered their fourth. And Barfield is now 1 for 3 on the day. Barfield on first, 2 outs. Here's Liriano, 1 for 1. Struck him out, and that's going to be it. We end the sixth inning. The score, Philadelphia 1, Toronto 1. Going to the seventh inning, here's Ramon Aviles. He is 0 for 2 today. Jim Clancy, 5 and 6, and he is looking good. That'll be on the ground. And that's it. I mean, that's pretty good. Fernandez, a great arm for Toronto. As Tony Fernandez throws to Fred McGriff. Del Woodyard, left fielder, 1 for 2 today. Not bad. 1 for 4 in a year. Not an everyday player. That's to left, and he's going to get a base hit. 2 for 5 on the year, 2 for 3 today, and he has a double. Who is Dale Woodyard? Dale Woodyard. That is big. And Larry Bowa is 1 for 3. This is incredible. Clancy now. High in center field. Right field actually will make the catch, 2 outs. Barfield with the catch. 2 outs, top of the 7th, Pete Rose. With Woodyard on second. Rose inning 300. The pitch. Base hit, and here's Pete Rose. Are they going to send him to come around? They are. They're going to throw home, and it is safe. It's 2-1. Oh, my. 19 straight for Pete Rose. Oh, wow, 2-1. They brought in Woodyard and Pete Rose. His 33rd RBI of the year. Here's Keith Moreland. And a little looper. And a base hit. So Rose will take second base. 2-1. Lazinski, here's Gary Lavelle. Gary Lavelle is now the new pitcher. He's 1-0, 3.99 ERA. He pitched to Moreland, who just got a base hit, and here's Greg Lazinski. Lazinski's 1 for 3 today. 2 on, 2 outs. The pitch. They walk him, and the bases are going to be loaded. Philadelphia can really jack this up. It's 2-1. It's all up to Greg Gross, who's 2 for 3 today. He had a single in the 6th. He has an RBI. Gary Lavelle. The pitch. And it gets by. It's 3-1. 3-1 Philadelphia. And you can see the sun setting. Maybe on Toronto's season. The pitch to Gross. High into right field and line to Jesse Barfield. They only get 1, but enjoy the out-of-town scoreboard. There's a lot of things going on here. Montreal winning. Philadelphia winning. Arizona winning. Detroit of 13 is losing. Chicago is losing. Minnesota is winning. They could have a tied game there. We will have all the tiebreaker games at once. They will be going on all at once. And Detroit, I mean, my goodness. There's a lot of things happening. It's 3-1 here. Philadelphia got 2 runs. In the top of the 7th, there's Kelly Gruber. Again, look at those eyes. Steve Carlton to Kelly Gruber. That's going to be to first and a walk. The bottom of the 7th inning, 1 out. Greg Byers, the catcher. Struck him out, and that'll be 1 out. That wasn't good. Now we go to the top of the lineup with Fernandez. 1 on and 1 out. Gruber's on first. Carlton, the pitch. Are they going to go to second? They are. They throw to second. They get him. He's out. Wow, I'll tell you what, that is terrible. And Steve Carlton now. All he has to do is worry about Fernandez. And he does, and he struck him out. It's 3-1. We go to the 8th inning. And Philadelphia trying to sunset here in Toronto. Luis Agallo 0 for 3 today. Dwayne Ward is in, 4-2, 3.47 ERA. And Dwayne Ward. That's going to be 1 strikeout there. Top of the 8th, and here's Gary Maddox, 1 for 3. So Maddox is 1 for 3. It'll be down below, and it's going to be a walk. One out, one on. Here's Ramon Aviles, the shortstop. He's 0 for 3. That'll be on the ground. This will be 5, 4, 3 around the horn. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The score, the Phillies 3, the Blue Jays 1. Steve Carlton, 107 pitches. And Lloyd Mosby's 0 for 2. He's hitting .295 in a year now, 15 homers, 43 RBI. On the ground, this will be 4-3. And Aguayo throws to Pete Rose, 1 out. And now here's George Bell. It is silent here in Toronto. That'll be a shot and a base hit. No, it's caught. Aviles dives and makes the catch, 2 outs. The Phillies are on a tear. And here's Cecil Fielder. Cecil and struck him out, and that'll be it for the 8th inning. Philadelphia deserves this game. They're playing well. It's 3-1. And you can see it is numb here as Del Woodyard, the left fielder. Tom Hankey with the glasses will be in. 3-2, 3.58 ERA. So Tom Hankey. That's going to be a number, and it's going to hit it to the wall. Let's see how far he can go. Del Woodyard, he'll go to second with a double. Well, I mean, we take a look here. Sire 0329, really good to see you. The 9-inning line score up top, it isn't a mod. What it is for Legend Sports Universe is you gotta have the monitor. The monitor's gotta be widescreen. When I do this game at home, I don't have the line score at the top. But you gotta have a monitor that is a widescreen monitor. I think it's a 21.9 monitor, and that's how you get the 9-inning line score at the top. So Legend Sports Universe, that's how you do that. Sire 0329, good to see you. Sire, send me by email that stuff, and we'll be good. Send me by email that stuff, and we'll be good. Top of the 9th inning, and Larry Boa, 1 for 4. This will be on the ground. And Fernandez to McGriff, 1 out. And Pete Rose, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI. Tom Hankey here in the 9th, and walked him. So Rose will go to first inning first. Top of the 9th, here's Keith Moreland. It's 2 for 4. Hankey struck him out, and that'll be 2 out. Two outs. And here's Greg Lazinski's 1 for 3. And here's Greg. Little high pop fly. And running in is Jesse Barfield. They get the out. Well, Toronto needs 2 runs. They go to the bottom of the 9th to score Philadelphia 3, Toronto 1. This is Toronto's last gasp. Tug McGraw comes in. He's 3-4 on the year, but he has 15 saves. Fred McGriff is 0 for 3, the crime dog. They got to get something going. 9th inning. Let's see what the Blue Jays can do. Here's McGraw, the pitch. Struck him out, and that's going to be 1 out. I think he struck out 150 times this year. That's incredible. So here's Jesse Barfield, the right fielder, 1 out, nobody on. They got to get somebody on. So Barfield on the ground. This will go to Boa, to Rose, 2 outs. And Toronto is down to their last out. Nelson Lariano is 1 for 2. And here's Tug trying to get the final out. That's going to be the right field. Will it hit the ground? It will not. It'll be caught. And Greg Gross makes the catch. and Philadelphia wins. A big win for Philadelphia. We got to see how they go. They're not really going for the division win because with now 12 games to go, they are down by, I think, 5 games, but they are tied with the Mets for the second playoff position. And the Philadelphia Phillies a 3-1 win. Taking a look at the MVP. The MVP is Steve Carlton. He gets the win, 8 innings pitched, giving up 4 hits and 1 run on 4 hits. The run was earned, 10 strikeouts, 5 walks, and a 2.49 ERA. Tug McGraw gets his 16th save. Carlton goes to 8-5. Clancy is 5-7. He gets the loss. And Lavelle, Ward, and Hankey all came in, and they did all right. They only gave up. They didn't give up a run. They only gave up 2 hits between them and 2 1/3. So you have Bell with a hit, Barfield with a hit, Liriano with a hit, Gruber with a hit, and the rest get donuts. For Philadelphia, they had Moreland with 2, Gross with 2, and Woodyard with 3. He played left field and first base. Lonnie Smith went to left field, and Pete Rose. Okay, so it wasn't a Rose at the very end. Philadelphia is now 49-39. And Toronto is now 42-46, and that hurts. That really does. Taking a look now at the pennant chase. Mike in the Truck League, the Pirates are down to a 2-game lead. They got to be careful. They can lose the whole thing. They've lost 4 in a row. They've been upset 8 times, more than they've won. That is bad. And the Pirates is 71. They have the 0-4 Red Sox coming up next. And the Dodgers 2 back now as they won 2 straight. Arizona 3 back. Everybody else is going. The Yankees are 4 back now, along with the Reds. The Royals are 3 back of the Dodgers. They have 12 to go. And Arizona is only 2 back. So for the Pirates, they start off with the Red Sox and then a derby and then the A's. That could be tough. For the Dodgers, they have the Red Sox of 67, the Pirates at 91, tough, and the 13 Tigers. For Arizona, they have the 80 Royals and the 77 Yankees. And the 77 Rangers, they got 6 winnable games there. For the 85 Royals, they have the Orioles, and then they have the Phillies, and that's big. They're both 80, then 64. For Cincinnati, they have the 03 Cubs, then the 87 Blue Jays, then their derby. And for the New York Yankees, they have the Giants, Red Sox, and then the Pirates. For the Bowspin League, the Astros lead by 5, and then the Mariners, and now the Pittsburgh Pirates only 1 behind, as the Mariners have lost. Let's take a look at the scores. I forgot to take a look at all the scores from yesterday. We jumped the gun. The 27 Yankees won. The Tigers beat the Astros. The Dodgers of 88 won. The Pirates of 61. The 04 Red Sox won over the 70 Orioles. The 19 Nationals lost. The Indians won. The Pirates lose 3-2. The Rays lose 9-8. That was big. The Pirates beat the A's. The Phillies, we showed that game. The Blue Jays beat the Angels. The Pirates is 79. They beat the Yankees 11-4. The A's beat the Yankees there. The Dodgers win. The 03 Cubs win. They beat the 64 Phillies. The Diamondbacks win. They beat the Royals. The Expos win 5-2. The Tigers lose. The Twins win 3-1. Houston 5-2. The White Sox lose 3-1. That's big. The Mets win. The 66 Dodgers win. The 81 Dodgers win. They beat the Mariners. And the Marlins win. Now we can take a look. Sorry, some of that was not making sense. The 05 Astros lose here. So the 05 Astros in Seattle. That's big. They will play each other. And Seattle and the 05 Astros, right now, I mean, what you have is you have a 2-game lead, and it's all on them. The 79 Pirates, well, are rooting for the Astros to win, but that's going to be huge. We're going to have both those games. The Pirates have the 70 Baltimore Orioles. And for the Astros, I mean, this is big. The Ron Juckett League. You got Washington now, only a game up on Detroit. The Dodgers, the 04 Red Sox are only a game back of Detroit. For Washington, they have the Cubs, the A's, and then the Pirates. The Tigers, the A's, the Pirates, and then the Dodgers. For the Dodgers, they got a little bit easier schedule, but the 66 Dodgers are tough. And for the Red Sox, it's 71 Pirates, and then they got 4 winnable games. Right there. Well, the 71 Pirates are reeling. Bob Stokes League. Who knows? Who knows? The Houston Astros and the Philadelphia Phillies lost 1. The Astros lost 3 straight. Phillies are 2 behind. The Mets are 7 behind with 12 to go. The Astros have the Yankees, Rangers. They got winnable games. The Phillies have to play the Blue Jays. The Mets and are playing the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Marlins. Brainiac Baseball. Look at this. The Expos now have the lead. They won 4 straight. They won 4 straight. They play the Twins, the Senators, and the Mets. Oakland, Detroit, and Tampa Bay are all tied for that last playoff spot. And Toronto is 2 back with 12 to go. For Oakland, they have Detroit, Washington, and LA. For the Tigers, the Giants, Mariners, and Padres. They might be looking good. Tampa Bay, they have the 93 Blue Jays, the 83 White Sox, and the 81 Expos. And the Blue Jays have the Phillies, the Reds, and the A's. The Jabs Blabs 8. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2nd, and Mets are 3rd. The Blue Jays are 2 back with 12 to go. The Cubs are 3 back. The Orioles have the Pirates and the A's. The Phillies have the Reds, winnable, and the 85 Royals. That'll be a big one. Then they got the 80 Royals. The Mets have the Cardinals, then the 73 Mets, and the Expos. Toronto has Tampa Bay, San Francisco, and Chicago. Chicago has Washington, the Dodgers, and the Padres. The Yankees are now 2 back of the Dodgers. They want to win the division for home field. You never know. The Marlins, Dodgers, and Astros. There we go. Cyro 329. They're running on through. Anaheim lost, though. The Slovak Frick League. Minnesota and Chicago are tied. They are tied for the last playoff spot. The magic number for the Pirates is 1. They'll be the first team to clinch. An automatic bid, and then you just go to try and win as many games as you can. For the Twins, they have the Expos, Astros, and then the 80 Astros. For the White Sox, they have Anaheim, Tampa Bay, and Toronto. The Principals picks, it's still a 4-game lead, but the Pirates have an 8-game lead over the Indians, who have a 4-game lead with 12 to go over the Marlins. All right, that's going to be it for us today. Really good to see all of you. Hey, every day, we've done this for a while. And what we're going to do is one more game of the 1969 season. 66 football season. The 1966 football season will be coming up next. All right, have a great day, and we'll see you in 10 minutes, and we'll get that last game of the night done.